Click the first link in the description for the best Askreddit content. Girlfriend, 22F, bought me, 23M, a very expensive gift and I feel horrible. My girlfriend, 22F, bought me, 23M, an incredibly expensive gift and I feel horrible. I have been dating this girl for 2.5 years now, and we will probably settle down and marry within the coming years. She's my rock, and she's awesome. Recently I've been upgrading some computer parts, and the last one on my list was an incredibly expensive graphics card. She caught me off guard and told me she would buy it for me, and was adamant about getting it to the point where she was getting frustrated if I didn't pick the exact version I wanted. She wanted me to get exactly what I wanted, no shortcuts or workaround. I feel bad. This part was $500, and she works a minimum wage job. This part she bought me was 80 hours of her life, and I'm debating asking her to cancel it. She's not hurting financially, she's got a healthy savings account, but I still feel horrible knowing someone worked so hard to just say let me buy this for you. Is it normal to feel this way? Do I accept it or politely ask to cancel the order? Obviously I'm over the moon excited, but the last thing I want is to take her hard-earned money from her. I feel like she's always keeping me afloat emotionally, and that is more than enough of a gift to me as it is. I feel like I don't even do half as much for her as she does for me, and she is an incredible person. Too long didn't read. Girlfriend bought expensive computer part for me and I feel terrible because it's her very hard-earned money. Do I accept it or could I politely ask to cancel the order? Edit. Thank you to everyone providing insight. I'll have to try harder to keep my trap shut because she's definitely the type to try to do this again next year. As for those who say I should go to therapy, I agree completely. Actually have an appointment set up to return to it in October, so hopefully we can get over that low self-esteem hurdle. It helps to know an outside perspective, and I appreciate everyone taking the time to let me know gift receiving is part of the languages of love, as long as it's not being taken advantage of. Keep in mind that she wants to give you something that you truly would like to have. Unselfish, kind, loving and sincere. Be grateful and understand that this is a gift of love. She is a very special gal. Don't hurt her by rejecting her expression of love. Pay her back with kindness and appreciation for her being in your life. You are one lucky dude. Man, she loves you. This is one way she shows you she loves you. You would do the same for her, yeah? She was hurting financially or was known to make bad money decisions, then I'd say have a conversation with her. But since she's not, there's no need to feel guilty. I feel you need to self-reflect and ask yourself why your views of yourself are so low that you feel you don't deserve this gift. Seems like you love her and value her and her hard work. I would be thankful and gracious. And maybe be cautious about talking about your wants in the future. Smile. Thank you. That last part is definitely good advice. I just feel guilty about it. Any recommendations on what I can do to thank her? I was thinking a surprise date or something similar. She's a bit of a foodie and loves trying new things. If she really wants to buy you it, let her. Things will always come around and you will have an opportunity to buy her something she would like, and besides you sound like you're set on her being the one for you. Thus is love, and gestures like this reinforce your care and love for one another. It's what keeps it real between both of you. You need to let her do this, and you also need to show an appropriate amount of gratitude. She wants you to have it, she wants to show you how much she loves you. Don't ruin it. Thank her, tell her you know how many hours it took her to save up for it. Tell her you feel loved. Don't turn a lovely gesture into an awkward situation. Thank you, I needed to hear this. I just always feel bad for her when she comes home from work because she wrapped up a 4-year degree and only was able to land the job she has now. I told her I wanted her help installing it so the PC can have a little touch of her, and she laughed and was all about it. My 31 meters wife's 33F best friend 32F is cheating on her husband 36 meters with his best friend 37 meters. Would I be in the wrong for exposing it to her husband? Already crazy, I know. All of these people are in my friend circle too. To make it easier to understand, T equals wife's best friend, P equals her husband, V equals her husband's best friend. T and P got married 2 years ago, relationship has been a shambles since before they got married. Wife was matron of honor at T and P's wedding. No kids together, but T has kids from previous relationship. P has been cheating on P for at least 6 months until recently when V blocked her on all platforms and cut contacts after beginning to date a girl. She's not in our friend circle and also the mortal enemy of T. Now T has started to spout off about the affair to not only my wife but now her sister. Not because T feels guilty but because she caught feelings and feels hurt that V cut her out. When asked about coming clean to P, T continues to change the focus about how she's the victim with V. Of course my wife and T's sister keep telling her what she is doing to P is just wrong and she should come clean to P. I've already talked to V about how he's lost respect from me and this was just before he blocked her. Just pisses me off that P consistently gets the short end of the stick in every aspect. Too long didn't read. Friend is cheating on her husband with his best friend after being married for 2 years. I want to inform the husband about the affair. Should I tell P about the affair? The right thing to do is to tell him. He deserves to know. If you were in P's shoes, would you want to know? This is the point I keep trying to make to my wife. My wife tells me it's not my place, then I tell her that if I was P and he knew, I'd be upset with him if he didn't tell me. He absolutely deserves to know. Don't be someone who covers for a cheater, that's gross. Yes, he's your friend, he deserves to know. If my friends didn't tell me, I would unfriend them as soon as I found out they kept it from me. My wife, 29F, tells me, 30M, her feelings have changed, we have lost our connection. I am feeling like my world has exploded, and everything I was sure of in life is fading away. 2 days ago I came back from walking the dog and I overheard my wife having a work call. Nothing too uncommon. I started cleaning the bathroom and overheard some of the conversation, on which I picked up some level of flirtation between both of them. I decided to confront her on that the same night. She said she has been battling with a change on her feelings for a while now. 6 to 9 months I tend to think. She started talking to this man at her work about 1 month ago and developed the feeling of the thrill of a new relationship, which she says she has lost with me. We've been married for 3.5 years. Together for 6. Our story is a complicated one, fairy tale on paper. We met while we were studying and started dating, but her visa ran out. We continued dating long distance for 2 years until we got married, and moved in together 3 years ago. She said that through this time, we've been always building up to the next step. First the thrill of dating, then long distance yearning to be together, then once we moved in a new country building a life, then buying a house. Now that we've been established in our own home for about a year, she says she has lost the connection with me. For the last year she's been working like mad. Got a promotion at work which has always been important to her and I never skipped a beat supporting her when she worked long hours. I cook dinner for her every night, catch up on how her work is going and tell her I missed her and would like to spend more time together, but her work in the end always got first. She now has told me that she found herself not seeking to spend time with me, and instead enjoys more spending time with her friends. She says she doesn't know why she's feeling this way, and needs to work through it. She said she doesn't know if what she feels is romantic love for me or not. I am, of course, devastated. I love her like the first day, and thought that I was doing the right thing by giving her space to fulfill her career ambitions, but this seems to have created a distance between us that I was completely blindsided on. Up until 3 days ago, I couldn't be more sure that we were going to start a family very soon and grow older together. I still picture us with a family every day. She says she's committed to trying to make our marriage work. We've talked about counseling, and probably will go ahead with it. What else can I do to rebuild the spark? I have explained my feelings to her and how deeply hurt I am, but I will do everything in my power to rebuild this. The feeling I get from her is that she's really unsure about her feelings though. I'm sorry for the long post, Hope that my stream of thought is more or less clear. Thank you. Too long didn't read. My wife tells me her feelings have changed over the last year after I caught her flirting with someone from work. She tells me she's committed to try to save our marriage, but I feel like everything I was sure of in life is crumbling under my feet. What can I do to rebuild the connection? Edit/update. Thank you all very much for your responses. A lot of you mentioned that the emotional affair needs to end. She committed to it the very same night I confronted her on it. We kept talking for the last few days and we committed to a plan, to spend more time together and build our relationship from there. It's going to be hard work. She is very careful in measuring her words not to give me false hopes of progress. Again, appreciate all your input. You sound like a great guy. I rarely hear men that say they still love their partners like the first day they met. She is very lucky to have you. I know when affection is lacking for me, I tend to grow distant from my partner. However, my first response is not to seek outside attention, it would be to have a discussion with my partner. I think you should get counseling as a couple. And instead enjoys more spending time with her friends. She started talking to this man at her work about 1 month ago and developed the feeling of the thrill of a new relationship, which she says she has lost with me. She enjoys spending time with the man she met at work. She says she doesn't know why she's feeling this way, and needs to work through it. She said she doesn't know if what she feels is romantic love for me or not. She knows the reason. She has feelings for her co-worker. She isn't 100% sure that this other relationship will take off, so she wants you as an option. She says she's committed to trying to make our marriage work. Then you need to see her text messages with this other co-worker. She needs to be transparent about what's been going on. There's more to the story here and you need to do some research on how to catch a cheater. I'm sorry you're going through this. What can I do to rebuild the connection? She needs to show you what's been going on with this other co-worker, stop talking to him and begin to invest into you. Look up Jump Lady for some help. Look up affair proofing. Connections take maintenance, especially in long-term relationships. And it is very easy to form new connections with people we see every day at work, and then make it mean that maybe we're missing out on something. She needs to learn that she needs to work to keep your relationship airtight and not allow the risk of creating a spark with someone new, which will put your relationship at risk. Relationships take work and constant boundaries with the outside world to ensure they stay strong. She would need to put a stop to the growing flirtation with this other person and work with you to build the spark again if she wants to keep your relationship intact. Based on experience, I think she's rationalizing. Think it's far more likely she is attracted to her co-worker and then decided on a rationalization that your marriage doesn't have that spark. In other words, her beginning an EA is dynamiting your marriage. The only way to begin to fix it is if this ends, and she deals with what it's going to take to be monogamous when she's going to be tempted by other people. Maybe there's problems you can work on, and there's always improvements you can make. But it's not likely to be the problem, her behavior is going to be.